Come on, Bincy.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Bergen and you are watching another, well, we are back with another simple single stream. You know what, I need to figure that out, I think the microphone's a bit loud. I need to decide, I need to get a good intro, but I've said this before, I'm not going to waffle on about it. Welcome back to Simple Signals. We are back doing another trading stream, or, I might trade, I might not, it depends how the market is. Obviously, I haven't looked at it yet, we're going to have to get into it. Obviously, we will start off with CoinMarketCap. Hopefully everyone as well. Hopefully you are all good and you've had a great day. I think we had a bit of a fall, but I don't think it's anything I'm too surprised about. But we'll see anyway. Got any coins you want to cover? Put it in the chat. Put it a couple of times. I will acknowledge the coin if I see it. So want me to do an analysis on that? Then do say so. I have a list in front of me. But obviously we'll be going through Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum first. And then moving on to requested coins. And if there's none, obviously we'll just end the stream. Another thing I do want to add is I've got a new tool. Okay, I've got a new little toy to play with. It's a trading platform. It's not an advertisement or anything, but it is free to use with crypto, and it does display order flow, footprints, heat maps in terms of I believe it's liquidations. So I will try and incorporate that into this stream. Because I think that is very valuable, and I do know a lot of people look at it, and it is, it is like pure data, looking at specific points of high liquidity. So I will try and I still need to decide whether I draw it from what I see on the platform onto TradingView, or I show it on the stream. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. But I can use it on Bitcoin and all the other coins. So we will try and find a method of getting, a heat map, which was something I always wanted to add onto the stream because I always thought it was very valuable and very useful to try and see if we're going to have, huge movements depending on what price we're going to get to. So I'm going to try and do that this stream as well. But I think with that being said, I don't really think I have anything else to add to the stream. I think we should just get straight into looking at CoinMarketCap, seeing what the market has done over the last, I think I did it on Monday, No, Sunday. I streamed Sunday, so a couple of days ago. 3 or 4 days ago. So we can see Bitcoin, we have fallen, well, within 24 hours anyway, 3%. Obviously, 7 days, it's been up. Obviously, we had that big pump from when we did our stream last, I believe, on Sunday, when the market opened. I believe it was like Asia time, so I can assume it was Asia which gave us that big pump. We will talk about it when we get onto the charts in a second anyway, because I'm about to get onto them. I had a quick look at Bitcoin because I was testing out the tool, so I kind of know what's happened, and I know why it's happened, or could understand why it's happened. So Bitcoin, we have 64.7 right now. We refreshed that just to make sure that is completely accurate. 64.75. We have fallen below 65, which was a key kind of level, I believe it was. We also fell below all the other order blocks and or sectors of price, which I had charted anyway, which we fell below, which we previously broke above. When Asia pumped towards, we even entered back into the range. We entered the range, we've now fallen back down. So that is a shame. Ethereum doesn't even seem like it's changed. Probably a couple dollars. I don't know how much it's changed. So we will get into that, I suppose. Solana, we're actually up. I believe that is about maybe like $5 up, something like that, which is pretty good. Very good, actually. Considering what's going on with the market. I don't know what the highest point we reached. Obviously, we're going to have to see that when we look at the charts because I haven't done a stream since, we had the big pump. So we will have a look at that as well. So I think that's pretty much it of what I want to look at for CoinMarketCap. I think we'll just move on to the charts. So on the hour right now, for Bitcoin, that is, let's kind of go through where we left off. We left off on Sunday around here. So this is what I drew. I think did I draw this on the 1 hour? It looks a bit ugly. I might have done the 30-minute. It looks better on the 30-minute anyway. So what did I draw? Well, I drew this. Okay, I redrew it actually because I thought we were going to go lower, but we didn't, which is fine. Because we stayed. Oops, we stayed above, and look at that. Okay, that is just perfect. My order block is the bottom of it is exactly where this price point is, which is just beautiful. So that is brilliant. But anyway, we actually stayed above, which I believe at the time when I did the stream, I did draw that we would reach this kind of midpoint and then go upwards, but I didn't draw it basically because I thought we might have gone lower to test. And you know, we technically did at one point. I did say at the time this isn't going to be something which you know, it's more of a action-based drawing. I always say this when I draw with the pen. It's not based on time frame or anything like that. It's kind of how I think it's going to move. So what do we kind of do? We move down, move upwards to test, move down again, and then we kind of moved upwards. So we did move upwards, but it was another test. We did slip a bit, but we had the general movement of going upwards from the bottom, and we came up. So, you know, obviously if I displayed this a bit, oops, if I displayed it a bit, you can see, you know, we had this part over here pretty accurate. We didn't have the bounce, or we had the bounce, obviously coming down here, but regardless, we did have the move upwards, which was kind of the whole shebang of what I drew anyway. Because you know, I wanted to display. I think we were going to go up anyway. We were talking at the time anyway on the stream that we thought Asia was going to kind of do something, and seeing what was going on, I suppose. So it did play out how we thought it would. My concern was we weren't going to be able to get above this order block, which we actually managed to. We obviously tested, fell below a bit. We tested the midpoint of it a couple times, but thankfully we got up and stayed above actually. Additionally, we had this line which was basically the order block anyway. So we can see, you know, we thoroughly stayed above it actually. We were doing pretty well. We stayed between this resistance point and we stayed using our order block as support. Which was nice, but obviously we slipped below. I don't know when. I don't know if anything significant happened today at 2. I don't know if something opened. I don't know if there's any news. Actually, I could probably tell from here. Did it like something open? I don't know. You know what? I need to learn the times of when the market's open. I don't know. Maybe something opened and it dumped. I won't be surprised. So we slipped below. We unfortunately fell below our or out of our range. Which is fine because we still have till the end of the month to get back into it, get into the swing of things, and get up to 90k to finally display this beautiful drawing. Oh, I can't. I'm on the one now. I'm stuck. There we go. To display this beautiful drawing by Mike, the other half of Crypto Warehouse, who kindly drew this beautiful artistry towards the 90k area, which you know, I said it as I was drawing it is. Take it as a joke, but if it actually happens, I'm going to say I told you so. So, you know, take it as you will. So I've basically written off any sort of blame I could possibly have in terms of if it doesn't happen, because I said it as a joke and whatnot. We actually also produced a new order block. I need to start deleting things once the chart is really messy. But we've produced a new order block, which is basically the resistance point, so it doesn't really matter. But I will draw it anyway. It doesn't seem like we did anything else maybe over here as support, but it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I kind of care about what's going on right now. So what's going on right now? Well, we slipped below pretty much everything. We used this order block as support. Brilliant. Used the bottom order block, the super order block at the bottom, the big old support, which we've had for a while now. Oh, never mind. I thought we had one for a while. I can't remember. No, this one at the bottom we had for a while. Doesn't matter. Big super order block down here, big, super strong, big thing. And we used it as, the lowest we came to was within the range of the order block, but we printed using this higher order block as support. And now we are kind of stuck below the breaker block. We tried, we failed. If I go into the 30 minute, we might be able to see that. Yeah, we tried to get up, just failed. So it seems like we might be a bit stuck below this breaker block, but we've already come up above it like a couple times. Obviously, we produced it, we slipped, and when we came up, we just absolutely rocketed. So I don't know how hard it is going to be, you know, get above this again. However, you know, momentum is below the 60 mark, coming upwards now. Obviously, it could be a fake little thing. We could start to come down again and kind of continue to move below where we are right now for the wave trend. I say momentum, and everyone says momentum, but it's actually a wave trend, but it's just graphed a bit differently. So momentum. VWAP is actually above the 0 mark, coming upwards, continuing to come upwards, which is great. You know, it's kind of a shorter term phase, so it doesn't really matter too much. But, you know, it is coming upwards, it is positive, it is bullish, alongside the wave trend momentum is also bullish. So we just need to keep being bullish, aka staying below and kind of crabbing. So as I explained sometimes, market cipher, it's not really a directional thing. Or it is. It's kind of it can move positive even though we're crabbing. If we continue to stay bullish, if you know what I mean. So we can stay. You know, we can. Okay, I'll just draw it. It'll be easier. So we might do something like this. You know, we could bounce here. You know, kind of stay in between here. Maybe come up a bit. If we, you know, it is a general upwards movement. So this will continue to go. These things will continue to go upwards for you know, market cipher. If the price continues to go upwards, like I'm trying to say. So we could crab a bit below this breaker block, maybe slip below, maybe to use this order block. I just think we're stuck in here for a bit, not too long. I don't think it's going to take too long. We're on the 1 hour anyway. I don't think this is going to take, you know, hours and hours, or days and days and days, whatever. It might be a couple hours. We're stuck below this kind of area, but I think if we kind of truck along with the order block or market cipher and bring orders in and kind of get the momentum to go upwards, I think eventually money flow starts to come upwards, and then we'll probably be bullish enough to try and break above this breaker block. I don't know how negative we are. Obviously, I'm going to be looking at the heat map and everything in a minute, and I'm going to draw on this trading view of all the heat map areas I found on the applications. But what I do want to do though is kind of delete some of these lines because it's getting very messy on this chart. Like, if you zoom out and you load in, you just want to throw up. So I don't want to throw up every time I come to this chart because it's not very nice. So I think I'm going to need to delete some stuff. And the problem is, I've been doing this so long and drawing so many things, I don't know what is important and what isn't important. So I think I'm going to have to delete maybe... I don't want to delete things because if they might become very important soon. Apparently I had a fair value gap. Maybe on the 4 hours is a fair value gap. I don't know why I have this. Maybe on the day. Oh, that's crazy. A day fair value gap. That's mental. So, yeah, actually, that does ring a bell. 55 summit does ring a bell. I'm not saying we're going to go there. Don't think that. I was just joking out. You know what? Okay. If we kind of tunnel vision ourselves into the area we're in, it's not that messy. So I'm going to pretend like I can't see anything. And I'm going to leave it. I can't bother. But, what was I saying? I was going to draw the next heat map areas. Okay, so let me get the thing up. I'm not going to show it on the stream because I can't be bothered to get it up. But I do have a kind of duplication of what we have on TradingView, which actually it does have a wave trend. I'm not trying to keep the app. It's I don't know how to say it, to be fair. It's like ATAS, that platform. You can pay for the traditional finance like Forex and whatnot, and stocks. You can pay for that area for the data. I know you have to pay for data and that in like stocks and whatnot. But crypto, it's free, so all this is free. You can go and use this application for free, and it does provide footprints and order flow and whatnot. But it also provides heat map, kind of significant areas of order flows or orders, liquidity. I'm waffling here, but you know what I mean. It'd be good if I could try and show it on stream because it'd be easier for me instead of having to graph it all out. But I'm just kind of drawing each area of significance via this application. So if I hide the DOM levels now, there we go. I might be able to show it. I don't know how. I think I'm gonna have to change area really quickly. Hold on, let me try it. That's not it. Hold on, it's gonna be the other one then. All right, there we go. Boom. So we've got the chart up. Let me resize. It's kind of messy. All right, it's gonna be like okay, it's temporary. There's gonna be a little black area at the bottom, but that's fine. Okay, so each white line it's messy. I understand. I'll talk everyone through it and what I've drawn. So each white line, if I show you what I had to look at, it's quite messy, and it can get very finicky. So that's why I've just drawn the significant points and I've hidden it. So each price white line is liquidity area. So whether it be a significant sell area or buy area. What's actually really convenient is the point of control is actually, it's VPOC, so I think that's volume weighted. So the point of control actually lines up with this price point, which is 64,994, basically 65k. Basically, 65k exactly is a price area. I don't think I'm saying anything too crazy. I think other people have talked about that. I don't have an exact line, but we can kind of draw it on the chart. So we've got a 65k line there. Obviously, the strengths do kind of vary, but I think I'm gonna 65k. I think people have already talked about, but I want to go upwards and talk about these points. So we do have 65,702, which interestingly is actually this point here, which symbol significance, which is Crypto Warehouse's own indicator. Actually, graphs for us here as well, within $60 of it anyway, or $65 of it. We've also got 66,143 up here, which is actually a line I've already drawn. You know what? I might have well not bothered. I've already got all these lines, and obviously 66, 657, 67 kind of area. These are actual data points. So 670 again. I shouldn't have bothered. I'm not gonna lie. Look, 67070, 67091. So basically, some significance already got our backs with these two price points and these heat map areas. Obviously, like I said, if I show the heat maps, it does get kind of messy, but we can see the significant orange and or like red, yellowy areas are high concentrated liquidity points within Bitcoin. So if it's above where the price is right now, it's going to be a huge sell. Sell. So obviously that's going to bring the price down. It's going to be a resistance point, and subsequently, if it's below, it's going to be good support, and if it touches it, it's going to bring us up. The one thing I do want to mention, obviously, there are fair value gaps drawn from this indicator on this platform, ATAS or ATAS. I don't know how to say it properly. I don't know how truthful this is. 64196, 64196. I don't know how good that is. It's basically where we had already. 6421. Yeah, it's basically the same here. So there's not too much to look at. Oh, I just realized I'm alt tabbing to TradingView. You can't see it. That's pretty stupid. I've already had my fun with this platform, so I can now move back to where we need to go to. But what I need to do now is resize the window so you can actually see what's going on. There we go. I also actually need to expand this so you can actually see the price in the top left-hand corner. So we've looked at the heat maps, so we know exact price points with data-driven support and resistance points. So we've got this white line. This is the only significant one I had to draw because as I was showing, which I forgot you guys can't see, my trading view, the two, this price point and this price point for symbol significance were already drawn for these points. So with all that being said, now we can thoroughly show what's going to happen. So like I said previously, I think we're going to kind of stay within here a bit, maybe bouncing one or two times, maybe even bouncing from the top. And as I said at the time, I think these are going to continue to go upwards, hopefully. Hopefully, like I said, if we actually crash and stay below. But we've got these 2 points, which are basically the same. We've got the higher and lower points of the order block, and this kind of whole order block in itself has been huge support. Again, over here and over here, we came crashing down. This was huge, fast-paced movement downwards for the price. And where did we stop to? We stopped exactly, basically at this order block. So this is huge, huge support. So I don't think we can go lower, like all the way down here and these significant points. I think this order block is good enough for us. I don't think it's going to crash us. Unless something, is it good to say it long? What, in terms of talking? I mean, I want to get the content out there. I want to get all the data on the board before we start, dissecting. But like I said, I think this order block is huge support. I don't think this is going to break us any. I don't think it's going to break anytime soon, unless something really bad comes out, which I don't think it's going to do. I wouldn't see why something bad would come out. So I think in terms of support, I think we're very good. To bear in mind as well, obviously we touched this order block in this example here, but coming from this top point over here all the way down, it was very fast-paced movement of like a couple hours of movement downwards. And where did we exactly print out to? The top of this order block. So that huge movement was stopped by this small order block. So I think this order block is huge, going to be huge support. And this kind of area, it's like a highly dense area of support. Obviously on the heat map, it didn't quite show these order blocks. So, but take that as you will. Obviously, you don't want to just use heat maps to trade one thing. You want to kind of get a confluence. So like I said, I think we're going to kind of stay within here and do our thing. I think this is going to continue to go upwards. Momentum's going to go upwards. VWAP will probably continue to do what it's doing. eventually when money flow kind of comes around, I think, you know, I want to say we hopefully come above this breaker block, because we came above it already. You know, we've kind of tested it twice now, or we've forced it for so long. I think we have possibility of coming upwards, because it's not very strong. We've already been able to come upwards of it, so we're gonna have to see. But I think if we continue to do what we're doing, it kind of hover. I think we're gonna hover, and then hopefully come upwards. Where are we gonna come upwards to? Well, 65k. Huge kind of dense area. I don't think it's going to stop us, because it wasn't too dark, so I don't think it's going to stop us from going up any higher. But we'll probably see some sort of resistance at 65k, maybe bouncing off it. Probably something along the lines of this. You know, when we see breaker blocks and order blocks, you see something like this happen quite often, where we're probably going to hover. You know, when you break above, you test it and then you use it as support and then come upwards. So I think that's kind of what's going to happen. Obviously, this isn't time-based. We can probably crab for longer and then do this. But I think something along this line, where we probably stay within this range, eventually break out, probably come down, hit 65k, come down to the midpoint of this order block to test it as support, and then come upwards slowly towards maybe 65.5, and basically a 2% range of this kind of resistance area from simple significance. So I think that's kind of what's going to happen. Obviously, that's going to take quite a while to happen. So in terms of so I can't like to give what I think is going to happen within the hours, and then what's going to happen within, you know, the next coming days or a couple of days, or 2 days, whatever. So I think within the next couple of hours we're going to probably crab. I don't think we're going to crash above, you know, or break above this huge resistance point of this breaker block anytime soon. I also don't think we're going to break below these order blocks and these huge support we have where we are right now. So for the time being, I think we're going to crab. But I hope for the longer term, we're going to kind of, well, not long term, but I think over the next couple, maybe day, 2 days, 3 days, break above this, continue to kind of do what we're doing, bring money flow upwards, and kind of bring ourselves towards going above the breaker block and using it as support to come towards 65.5k. So I think I'm going to quickly look at the day, just really quickly, not too long, to see what's going on. Basically just look at market cipher. So money flow is actually starting to arc down a bit. Also, the wave trends, the waves are kind of starting to arc towards each other, signifying maybe a cross towards the downside. Obviously, we are towards the 0 mark, so we're not overbought, oversold, or anything like that. We're basically pretty stagnant right now, which would coincide with the fact that I think we're probably going to crab. So what I think might happen with this wave trend would be one of these little situations, little ditties over here. I complain about it all the time when you see it quite often. I can't think of a good example, but of a specific coin, but I've shown it in the past before on stream. So if you've ever seen me talk about it, where you have, you know, quick succession red dot green dot situation, I always talk about it and always align it to the fact that we're probably crabbing. If something like that's happening, we have, you know, quick, you know, stagnant momentum and money flows kind of doing nothing, it's going to be a crab. So I think we're going to crab a bit. And that kind of coincides with the fact that it's a day. But again, we're not going to crab for days on end. So I don't think this is significant too much. But the only thing I'm looking at really is money flow starting to arc downwards. So hopefully we don't have too much negativity soon. Like I said, breaking below these order blocks is going to be quite hard. Because we do have like 2 here, and then we've got kind of this thing going on here. And then we've got a ton of things. So I think to break towards 60k, we've got a lot to break through. Obviously, I know it looks quite messy on the chart, but I think we've got a lot to break through. It'd be quite hard to get towards those price points. But if something bad happens, it could definitely, you know, it could be in the play. I don't want it to be in play, but I don't think it's going to be in play. VO also coming down, but again, it's a fast-paced moving thing, so I don't have too much hold on that. I think my only concern is if money flow continues to come downwards and has negativity on the day, it will probably hurt us quite a bit. Maybe breaking below one of these order blocks towards maybe 63.8k as support instead. In terms of maybe chart patterns, do I see anything like a chart pattern? I don't think so, unless I'm blind. I don't think there's any patterns per se. I don't really see anything. Maybe if we go to the 1 hour, maybe we could see something which I've missed. Obviously, I know there's some people in the chat, or if they are in the chat or not right now, who are, you know, they do point out their chart patterns quite often. It actually also kind of looks like a. Did I mention this? That we could have like a Bart Simpson. I think I mentioned this. Did I mention this? Can someone remind me if I mentioned this? I could swear. I think I deleted it, but I swear I mentioned this. That would kind of have a Bart Simpson going on. I don't know if we do. I don't know if we do. You know what? I also need to check the comments. I haven't checked the comments. I've neglected all of you for so long. See what's going on. See people saying hi and whatnot. Well, hello to everybody. There's some people saying hello. Obviously, there's a lot of box work going on over there. So go over to this place. Kishan, hello, Kishan. Tariq's here. I just want to when are we going from here? Yeah, like I said, obviously that was a comment quite a while ago. I've already talked about it, but yeah, that's what I kind of think is going on. This line, you know what? All I have to say, that line is what I hope's going on. Within Bitcoin. But yeah, like I said, I don't think I see any chart patterns. I think I drew this. I don't know when. I don't know where would I have drawn it if I drew it. I don't think I drew it, actually. No, I didn't draw it. Or draw it, sorry. I'm terrible English. I don't think I drew this. I didn't draw it, no. But it looks like about Simpson. Look, we had huge resistance. Forget me. I think one of the, maybe a different coin had some sort of like Bart Simpson situation. I think I mentioned it on stream. I thought I mentioned it here. But in terms of, like I said, where we can go, I think that's going to kind of happen. I hope it's going to happen anyway. I'm trying to see if there's any sort of patterns we can look at on like the 4 hour maybe. I don't think there is anything interesting. Yeah, anyway, there's nothing interesting. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to crab and then hopefully break upwards. If the day continues to do what it's doing and money flow starts to come downwards, we might break below this lower order block towards 63.8. Don't think it's going to happen. Hope it's not going to happen, because you know what's going to happen with the 1 hour, and where I hope it's going to go with this crab. If we kind of slowly start to see quick, kind of slow, kind of taps upwards, we might see upwards possibility with the money flow, and that will hopefully, you know, pass on to the higher time frames of the daily. But I don't want to leave off 63.8. And as we discussed about 64. I can't remember which stream that was. I don't know if it was last stream. Which stream was that? I believe you. I think we did. Yeah, I mean 64k. If the day continues to be negative and prints downward, we might break below this order block, and the top range of this is 63.8 and 63.9, which is basically 64k. But again, this order block, it's very, you know, these are both very thick. So if we did come down, you know, we might touch the midpoint, let's say, and then we've only really got this area to move through. So it'll be quite rough if we did come down to bring ourselves like a running start upwards to kind of bring ourselves above 64k and back to where we are right now. But like I said, I don't see. Do I see that happening? I don't think so. We are very, very oversold though. Very oversold. Last stream, right? Okay, yeah. I thought it was last stream. Yeah, I mean, like I just said, on the day, if we continue to do what the day is suggesting we do, we might come towards 63.8 and subsequently, you know, 64, that area. But I think again, the high time frames have more of an importance on like money flow and whatnot. That's why I'm kind of singling it out. But we're really oversold. Like last time, like look at this situation over here, 17th of April. We had a huge move down like this. I think this was related to the bang bang situation. I can't say it, we might get banned, but you know what I mean. I don't want to be disrespectful, but you know what I mean. Last time we were kind of in this situation when we actually had a concerningly low momentum wave, and money flow was in the same situation, and VUP was in the same situation. So when our market cycle was in the same situation and we were below this kind of tough order block, we actually trucked upwards for quite a bit and actually brought us up quite a fair bit, maybe 6%. So if we had a similar situation where we actually trucked up a bit about where we are right now, I don't know about 6%. I don't know about 6%, but I suppose it is relative to how far we fell. So I do think we might, because we've had a huge fall down. I think we might come towards 65.5. I hope so anyway, depending on what the day does. But again, like I said, last time we were in a similar situation with Mark Cypher, we actually started to come upwards and break resistance points. So yeah, hopefully you can bear in mind everything I just said, because I did say a lot. There's a lot of things to bear in mind, especially with the 65k resistance point and what I think is going to happen with the price action. And time frames are very rough to talk about, because it could be now, you know, within the next hours. I don't think it's going to be within the next hours, but it could definitely well be. Maybe within the next day or two, we could do what I think we might do. So yeah, it's looking tough. We need to. It's a kind of a deciding factor between if we actually break below and have a tough time down here, because like I said, if we break below towards 64k, you know, we're going to be down here for a while. Not too long, but we're on the 1 hour to do that. Do bear that in mind. But if we break below here, we're going to have to break above the order block we just broke below, and then where we are right now. So it's just going to be more hassle. I don't think that's going to happen though. I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. So I'm going to move on. I've been yapping about Bitcoin for so long. Go on to Ethereum now. Now, I haven't actually looked at the heat map for Ethereum yet. I will do that in a minute when we actually do some analysis on Ethereum. So what can we see has happened? Well, when did we last look? We looked at Sunday. So what did I think was going to happen? I thought we were going to go down. And then we had the Asia pump, which I said on the stream. We had Asia pump. So I'm going to swiftly delete that and pretend it never happened. So yeah, we were stuck below here. It was kind of a head and shoulder situation, but it was kind of rough. But obviously, you know, Asia pumps, everything subsequently pumps. We actually broke above this resistance point, and now we are using where we had drawn as support now. So what can we see is going on currently? Well, it kind of is like a trend line, maybe, if I draw this properly. It's kind of rough, but you can see it. There's kind of something going on there. We've kind of got this like kind of situation, boom, 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 rough fall down. But with what I think might happen with everything, you know, we could start to come upwards. But you know, I'm kind of going to delete it. I don't really care about it. So yeah, so where we are right now, we're currently stuck at the 2% padding for 3152 price point, which is basically the support point where we are right now. Money flow is actually coming down. We've actually got a divergence of similarity between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Money flow is coming down. The VUP is starting to come up for a while now, but you know, momentum's coming down, money flow is coming down. Not very good, pretty bad. Not very, you know, happy about that. So it might be another situation of we've come down, we're not positive, so we might bounce a bit. Hopefully, coming towards upwards possibility. You know, if we kind of you know squint our eyes and pretend what market cipher can do, it might come down a tiny bit more, start to arc upwards, similar to how we did back here. VUP can do the same thing. Look, boom, going up, boom, going up. Money flow will maybe start to come upwards, and then that will bring us up to the top point. So if we start to do that for market cipher, we might have that sort of situation where we start to come upwards towards 3249 for Ethereum. That also depends on if Bitcoin starts to go down and hurt everyone and everything around it, like a exploding superhero, like one of the guy out of what's the one? The 5 superheroes, and one of them like a rock or something. That guy who sets himself on fire. That one. It'll hurt, but I don't think. Like I said, it does depend on what Bitcoin does and kind of the market does. If we fall and if the daily is pretty negative. Speaking of which, I do want to quickly check the day just to see if we're in the same situation. We are actually not really oversold and or overbought. Money flow is starting to come upwards, which is good. It seems like we're actually kind of having this positive. We're actually pretty positive on Ethereum. I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Oh, what about that flag thing, hon? Is it a bear flag? Odd. Yeah, something like that. It's not really though. It's not really. I lied. Actually, if I go to the 4 hour, you might maybe see it a bit better. Actually, you know what? It kind of is, which isn't looking good. We've got this sort of thing going on, which would bring us to. Nah, that's not gonna happen. That won't happen. I don't believe that's gonna happen. It's pretty darn bad though. Actually, no. Wouldn't it only be from here? I don't really think it's going to be from up there. I think it's good because you can only really see on the 4 hour pretty well. So I think where would that bring us? That would bring us to our support point at 3020. Let me check the chat as well. Would it be smart to short for a quick scalp? Well, I mean, you could. I mean, scalping would be. I mean, we're not really going in a positive, big trend or upwards or downwards. It's kind of a kind of tough situation. When we're in a crabbing situation where we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, a positive point and a negative point. Obviously, our 2 order blocks are very close to each other. it's going to be quite hard for us to move. Like I said, I think we're going to crab. So it could be a good time to start scalping and, you know, quick trades on a shorter time frame, maybe with a high leverage, seeing as though we are quite secure within our 2 areas. But, you know, it does depend when, you know, what each market does when it opens and closes and whatnot. So would it be smart to short for a quick scalp? Well, let's go quickly check back with what is going on. Are we on the upper end or the lower end of where we are right now? Well, we came up to the upper end and now we're coming back down to the lower end. So we've kind of come down now. So I think what I would do is go into Bitcoin, go on a shorter time frame, draw out the support, you know, the higher point and the lower point of this kind of the last couple hours or the last like 4 hours, and then find out where we are in between that, and then short or long depending. Because again, like I said, I don't think we're breaking below this order block anytime within the next couple of hours. I don't think we're breaking above the breaker block anytime within the next couple of hours. So what does that leave you? That leaves you this kind of small percentage range. So, you know, you could short or long depending. But I think scalping, regardless if it's a long or short, I think scalping could be a good idea, seeing as though we're not moving too crazy anytime soon. So you could, it's more secure to allow yourself to do a higher leverage trade. But let me go back to Ethereum now. Someone actually did say, Pepe, please, I will add Pepe to the list. In addition to 2900 ETH, least fall for ETH, I thought. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what line to draw this from, because obviously we've got 3022. I wanted to be conservative. I don't know if we're going to fall proper or not. But if we go from the high point where we really fell from, and then bring it down, where's actually no? Was it there? Oh, on the 1 hour. That's why. There we go. Oops. There we go. All right. So I think, where was it about where I drew from? Because that's the thing, because we had this negative movement, then a positive, and then negative. So I think I can only really draw it from the negative. It wasn't that high, but if I did draw it from that point, it would kind of bring us towards towards 2800. So 29, 28, like we've been talking about, or like you were talking about. However, I wouldn't agree with that. I don't actually think I want to agree with that, because our low level, we have huge kind of big support down here, which we've tested recently twice and used pretty strongly. Like I talked about with Bitcoin, huge fall, and then just stopped completely right at this 28 line. So, you know, if we did fall, I don't think we're breaking below these lines. So in terms of, I don't agree with this, even though it's a chart pattern, whatever. It doesn't have to play out. I don't agree with it. I don't think we can go to 2800, 27.6. In terms of 2900, it's more than possible. Obviously, we have done it within the last whenever that was. You know, actually no, it's not really. Actually, that's quite a while ago. Well, 19th of April, not too long ago. We did it. So I wouldn't. With terms of 2900, I could definitely see it. In terms of the fact that this flag, situation could bring us towards our 3000 mark. I would agree with this. So what it's kind of looking at, if this flag was to play out, then I think Bitcoin would go to 68, or where did we say? 64.8? 60, I can't remember which price point. The lower point below the order blocks. That could bring Ethereum down to 3000, Bitcoin down to below its order blocks, and obviously where Solana goes. But yeah, 29,000, possible. I don't agree with what this thing is saying. I could have drawn it wrong. I don't agree with 2800. But yeah, I think, for me anyway, I think it would be more so 3000. But we have tested this lower point twice, not a crazy long ago. So, it could happen. It could very well happen. So we'll have to see. But in terms of the shorter term, which I have, here, I want to say we want to come upwards. But again, we are in this flag. So it wouldn't be crazy for me to say that we do come upwards again. But we do have resistance here. So this might be where the flag stops, touching here, stopping, and then coming downwards. But to bear in mind with what I think Bitcoin might do, we might break out of this little area and then maybe come downwards. Obviously, it is drawn the 4 hour, which would mean if we crabbed for a couple hours on the 1 hour, it wouldn't really show up too much on the 4 hour. So we could still be within this flag, which would allow us to go down to 3000. We do have these order blocks though, which we formed after we've touched these areas. So, we do have to bear these in mind as well as support. So you can see this line kind of comes basically to this low point of this support and the area within these order blocks. So this could happen. Chart patterns never 100% of the time, so do bear that in mind. It does depend. If Bitcoin does start to go up pretty crazy and actually break above this order block and go towards 65.5, and the day does start to become positive again, then we might not do this. We actually might come towards this resistance point again and come upwards. So it's a tricky one because, like I said, and this is, I hate doing analysis on these ones because it's never like a straightforward thing. It's always it's always a deciding factor. It was the same with when I streamed on Sunday. It was like, what is Asia going to do when the market's open? Are we going to pump? Are we going to dump? Because it was kind of solely dependent on what the markets did at like 3 a.m. My time anyway. So that's why it was quite rough for me to do analysis. That's why on Sunday I was doing kind of positive and negative possibilities depending on what happened with Asia. So it would have to be a situation where you'd have to watch the trade as markets open because you'd have to see what's going on. It's a similar situation now. It depends on what Bitcoin does and if it actually goes up or goes down, because we're kind of in a deciding area, because we could hover and then come downwards, which would mean we come downwards for here. But I don't know if we're going to do that for Bitcoin. I'm quite confident in the support we have, which is why I don't want to agree with what we have here, and I think we might hover and then or kind of crab a bit and then come upwards for Ethereum. So yeah, I think that's kind of it really. We are actually more positive though on Ethereum on the day than anything else. So I think we might have another positive movement for Ethereum towards its maybe resistance point. Again, like I said, depends on what happens with Bitcoin. So check the comments now. So yeah, Ethereum will be rejected for the ETF. I think come down a bit. Luca, hi mate, hello, welcome to the stream. I will reiterate because we're kind of halfway through, a bit longer through halfway than the stream. If you've got any coins you want to cover, just put it in the chat. I'll say that I've seen it or not. Say one of the guys put Pepe. I will look at Pepe after I look at Solana after this. I forgot. I haven't looked at the heat map for Ethereum. Hold on. This might be a deciding factor. Wait. Don't worry. I'm going to get it up now. I don't know if I can bother to share on the stream because it's like a big hassle. So I'm probably just going to find out the key areas and then just draw them. Oh, wow. That is... Okay. You know what? I'll show it. Why not? Okay, excuse the display. It's kind of janky, but you can't see it. But we've got a pretty solid level at 32k basic. Oh, not 32k, 32,000. No, yeah. This problem. I said this a couple times on streams before. Whenever I come from Bitcoin to Ethereum, I always add a zero on back because of the going from 10,000s to thousands. But 3,200, I mean. We've got a significant lot of liquidity here, which is actually just the value area low of this. But we do have significant liquidity there, which I quickly will draw on this Ethereum chart. Here, there we go. So if I zoom in and kind of move it, we might see more areas. Actually, we might not. It might not even draw anything. We've got some of this fair value gap up here, which is quite, 36 to 3261, which is actually really accurate to this resistance point we have already drawn by some significance. So I will draw these two, but you can see there's nothing really else here. You've kind of got this fair value gap, but this is a rapid drawing fair value gap. It's not actually accurate. We've got multiple red lines or red candles. So these fair value gaps are kind of trash anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's really only these areas. We can quickly look at the money flow as well. We can just see if we've got differential data, which we don't. We have a similar data to what we saw on Market Cypher. It's starting to arc, possibly. You can see there it's starting to possibly arc. The wave trend, it's not too similar to Market Cypher. I don't know if the settings are very similar or not. We are coming downwards, but we do have more possibility of coming downwards. But last time we arced like this, we had positive movement. We're nearing that range now, as you can see. I could probably draw like a rectangle here. You can see, don't know why that drew so low. Is there a pencil actually? I don't know a lot about this platform, so you have to bear with me. Do we have a pencil on there? I don't know. Oh, we do. Do we? I don't think we have a pencil. It doesn't matter. I'll just use the line, whatever. So you can see last time we came to this area, And last time as well over here, we had similar situations with the wave trend, where we came towards this area, started to cross. As you can see, the bull line's actually starting to also arc before the bear line, so we could probably cross and come upwards, which would coincide with the fact that we could stay at this line and then start to come upwards for Ethereum. But we probably, similar with Bitcoin, as I said, with the heat maps, we saw like our order block, and then above it was 65k, was huge. We're going really crazy right now. We saw at 65k, I think we had quite a big heat map or order area liquidity, which is quite similar to what's going on with Ethereum. If we come upwards from the support point which we're at right now, we would see 32,000 or 3,200, sorry, as resistance. So basically, we're in the same boat. Bitcoin and Ethereum, very similar boats right now. Very similar boats. So I will move back to TradingView now. That is the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. No, it's not actually. If I refresh it. All right, hold on. Wait, let me refresh it. All right, the screen is not displaying. I don't have to draw my charts on this place. Please, don't make me do it. All right, so I've seemingly broken my chart, so I'm going to refresh my browser to hopefully get the chart back up, because it's not displaying on the streaming platform. If I do that, and then we can hopefully get the platform back. There we go. Okay, so let's go back to Ethereum. There we go. I can check the chat while I'm here. Oracle, you made any trades today? I haven't made any trades today. I might do it soon though. I might put might do a trade where I have I might do a limit trade to see where we come to. We actually had a really quick movement actually. We were watching it live with ATS or ATS. I can't remember the actual pronunciation of it, as I don't even know. But that platform we just showed with the heat maps, we actually came a bit below where we were as support. Obviously, we haven't printed yet. We've got 12 minutes to actually get back up. But I'm not worried. But so I've drawn the lines. So similar with Bitcoin, if I kind of chart out how we had with Bitcoin, we had our order block kind of here, and we were stuck below. And I was saying if we came up, we would probably test, hit off 32, use the midpoint as support, and then come upwards. So if we could probably go back to the Bitcoin chart, which I'm not going to do right now, we would have the same chart. It was the same thing. We tested it and come upwards. And then the second part from the heat map we saw was it's basically about $2 off of where we have as resistance for this top line from simple significance, which is an indicator which is from Crypto Warehouse. This is our personal indicator, which I made, which we might be doing a big giveaway on. We will give away access to some significance. It is, you add it on, it draws dynamic significance, not significance, support and resistance. It's dynamic support and resistance drawing indicator. Obviously, I understand if you're on the free tier, you only get 2 indicators. So I won't take it to heart if you don't use some of the significance, but I always use it. I don't add volume, the floating volume on the right hand side and left hand side. I always find them a bit janky because you either have to do a fixed range and it doesn't work as good as you want it to, or you do the variable range, and as soon as you move the chart, all your significant support and resistance points, they all change. So we made it a bit easier where you had a specified constant good area of a time frame where you could use support and resistance. So you didn't have to draw any support and resistance. It's a small thing. Obviously, support and resistance is never impossible to draw, but it just adds, it makes your life a lot easier, it makes my life a lot easier. And I've been using it since I made it, and I've been using it on every stream, and they always work out just great. And there's 2% padding. Yeah, it's beautiful. But yeah, like I said, I think we could come upwards. I deleted the 3200 line. I thought something was missing. There we go. So we've got this line here, which I think we might hit off, and then come upwards. There we go. And then hit off it, and then come towards some point downwards, and then hopefully come upwards. towards the higher area above about 326.1 and subsequent high areas. We are rapidly moving. I don't know what's happened. Something's happened. If I go to Bitcoin, the chart's probably blown up or something. What's going on? Oh, we came below. Okay, something's happened. We've actually come below this order block and now using our lower order block as support. So, seems like we found our answer. Obviously, if we print out, so give it 9 minutes, we might have found our answer, and we are actually coming below, and everything's gone wrong. But I'm going to go back quickly just to check what's going on. I'm going to redraw, actually. Now that this is going on, I'm going to redraw this kind of thing, which we are actually going to break out of. So actually, 3,000 could be in the books right now, as we speak. It's happened a bit. There we go. Is it happening there? About there, which would give us about 3,000. So if things go how it's going, we could see ourselves go towards 3,000 and break through these based on this kind of flag which is going on. So in terms of, to answer your question, is it good to short right now? It could be. Obviously not financial advice, but with what's going on, oh wow, I didn't even notice market side on the 4 hour. Huge negativity going on right here. So it depends though, because obviously the flag is suggesting we come towards 3,000, but we do have support in between that area. So it depends if we stop here or not. But it's not for me to say if you take the trade or not. I'm just showing you what I have on my charts. So I would actually like to see what happens in 8 minutes to see if we actually retract and not do this or not. So we'll see. But I do actually want to move on to Solana quickly because I haven't drawn it yet, and it's probably also moving a bit crazy. Yeah, it's also moving a bit crazy because of what's going on. So we actually were at our highest level between. It's similar to how Bitcoin was actually with this kind of Bart Simpson, kind of hovering here and then coming down. Probably coming towards 147.41. Not really too much of a surprise there. Probably, I reckon we come towards 146.79 and then maybe come upwards. So probably something like this, come down, and maybe come towards like a midpoint area somewhere over here. Oh, that was it. I did that, which we didn't do because Asia pumped. As I said, quite a bit on that stream. So I think we might come towards the bottom point because there's nothing really stopping us. Negative money flow, negative view up. We're really oversold though. That's the thing. All these charts we're completely oversold. But it's not going to stop us from coming down, which is fine. Yeah, we're probably going to come down to support at 146.75. Money flow is also coming down. Momentum, view up's coming down on the 4 hour, on the day as well. That's actually coming upwards, but again, it's a day. So 4 on the 1 hour, Solana's coming down. Very sad. So I think we found our answer in terms of if we're going to break our support or not. I don't think we're going to break it. But again, like I said, on the 4 hour, we're actually more negative than I thought we were on the 4 hour. So it does depend. I want to see if we print out below our order block or not, because similar with how Ethereum and kind of what we're doing right now, came all the way down and now we're kind of coming back upwards a bit. So it depends, especially with Bitcoin. If we come back above this order block, we might use its support again, and then see ourselves go back towards where we were just then with this. So I think that's pretty much it, yeah. For Bitcoin. Quickly about Solana, actually. I want to look at the day. I just looked at it. So I think we've come down to 146.71. I did look at the day quickly. It is also 146.71, similar line. Obviously, it's not drawn there because some does different areas, but it's not drawn there. We actually do have quite a big order block situation going on here. So obviously the midpoint's there, but it seems like we're testing there. If I quickly go on to where some heat maps might be, or some significant areas based on actual orders, we can probably kind of see what's going on outside of TradingView. So what can I see? Obviously, I'm not going to show it on stream because I just showed it on Ethereum. That whole thing broke, so I'm not going to do that. Do we have any significant areas? It'd be great if it showed up. I have to customize it because it's a bit broken. Okay, so I've found the areas. So the only considerable areas, from what it looks like, if I smooth them out a bit so I can find the proper areas. I need to find a better system of doing this, but I haven't. There we go, perfect. So we've actually got an area of about $1. So the mid is about 151. So we've kind of got, you know what, let me unsmooth it because it was specific areas. All right, there we go. It's actually 151.5. Okay, boom. So first significant price point based on the orders is there. We actually have one a bit higher, 153. I don't want to draw all these. Where was it actually? 153. It's actually 153 pretty much exact. So those are the price points there. Significant one above that is actually where we had already resistance. I'm kind of waffling away. I'm reading as we go. Which was at 160 exactly. So those are the kind of the ones I'm going to draw only there. Wait, we already had a line there. I'm stupid. And then 165. All right, perfect. Okay, boom. So those are the levels we have. So if we played, oh, you know what? I probably should have done it over here. There we go. Perfect. So coming towards this high point, actually the upper range of the order block which we drew on the day is actually where this line comes to for the from the heat map, which is the actual orders. We also have the lower 2% padding of this resistance point we have on the 1 hour. It's also the next point. Obviously 165 coming upwards. 160 was a significant point, and it is right now. We can see is drawn by some significance, and we had it already tested 4 times here as resistance. So we've nearly printed. We're about 1 minute and 40 seconds away from printing the candle, and let's see the stats on this. We are above, roughly above. So it depends on if we actually stay above or not, which is what is concerning to me or not, because obviously we had resistance or support, sorry, at the this point from some significance at 64237. But obviously we do have the midpoint of the order block, and that is more important to me, is this midpoint of this order block here. So if we print above it and print it below, it's kind of going to be my answer. If we actually print it below, I can definitely see us coming towards 63.8, and obviously everything else subsequently with what I said with Ethereum and whatnot, where I said if we have negativity on Bitcoin and we start to come down, I think we probably will come towards 3,020, which is I think what's going to happen right now. So if you want to get your trades in, obviously not financial advice, but I think we've actually pretty much come here. Obviously, I think it's going to come towards maybe about 33, maybe 3,033, something along those lines down here. So, that could be a good trade. 3.4%, 10x, 34%, not financial advice. Do not trade based on what I've just said. Make sure it is offering it back. Yeah, the next one I do want to look at is Pepe, because it was suggested in the chat. So I'm going to quickly look at Pepe. It's probably done something rapid right now. It's not. Okay, that's cool. So when did I last look at it? I looked at it on Sunday. No, I didn't look at it today, actually. So it looks like we're in this range, and we are basically at the midpoint. So the range is here. The midpoint, we are actually at the midpoint right now. So the midpoint is basically here, and we're kind of hovering between being above and being below the midpoint. So we've just printed. So negativity, actually. Money flow's coming down, the VUP's coming down. Momentum's also starting to come down a bit as well. So maybe more continuous movement downwards for Pepe. I'm going to quickly look at the 4 hour, because 4 hours is great. Money flow, everything's coming down as well. Quickly look at the day. This is kind of icky, but the 4 hour and the 1 hour are more important. These are coming down. So I think maybe some more negative movement, maybe towards 6884. I probably quickly look at the heat maps, because that's probably more important on the heat maps. So I'm going to quickly put a short. I'm not going to put a short in right now, but it's in I'm going to put a short kind of display here to show you the percentages of possibility. So I'll probably do it but where the resistance is right there. I quickly get up heat maps so we can find significant price points for Pepe, because obviously we're kind of in a range. We're probably going to have some sort of significance within where we are right now. So I'm just going to quickly find out what we have. If we do have any sort of high points or low points for Pepe. It is just loading now. Alright, let me make this a bit higher. Okay. Problem is with this platform is you have to change settings pretty much every time. It just breaks all the time. There we go. Okay, so it only displays. Actually, no. I probably, if I change the platform, it might display it once. If you give me a second, I'm just gonna get up the actual. There we go. Perfect. Let me load this. I need to find a better system. Obviously, it's kind of like one of my. I haven't even used the platform more than like 4 times, so I'm still getting used to the system of it and the actual proper usage of it. But I understand how to use the use it to read. Why is that glitching so much? Use it to read the order flow. Let me quickly just change settings again. Okay, there we go. So it only has some actual points within the range where we are right now. It's actually not very detailed on this platform, but that is okay because I can just zoom in and we can see what price points we have. So we have below us. Okay, let me remove the smoothing as well. Don't want that. Significant price point. I can't copy the. Oh no, I can copy the price. Okay, so 734. Okay, perfect. And that's quite strong support, to be fair. It's not too far away from where we are right now, but on the upper end is actually where we have resistance, which is 742. It's actually where we have resistance we've already drawn, which is the midpoint. So I've already drawn the 2 areas. As you can see, we nearly bounced off it here. But again, like I said, these aren't going to be significant areas. But regardless, I just want to quickly draw them. But like I said, I think we are probably going to come down a bit. Yeah, as you can see, we're kind of already, differentiating from the line I drew anyway. I think if we had some sort of support, it would probably be towards 6879, 6880. But again, on the 4 hour, pretty negative. On the 1 hour, pretty negative. So I think within the next 12 hours, 24 hours, probably some sort of negatives for Pepe coming down towards maybe 7% move down, especially with what's going on right now. I think Bitcoin's actually crashed. So I think we have slipped below where we needed to. Where I now think my next, we basically use the midpoint. So I think now our range is this. So we're not going to do this. So we're going to have to see what happens now. See what's happening on. Okay, the day's obviously not going to change. The 4 hour is definitely very negative. So we've actually come to basically towards the midpoint of where I thought we would. So basically 63.8 between and 64.2 is basically where we are right now for Bitcoin. So unfortunately, we're going to have to be breaking above these lines. I don't know how much more we're going to be breaking below here right now. Question is, I think my next question is now, are we going to break below where we are right now? This kind of order block area. Well, we're pretty negative. We are pretty negative on the 4 hour. We're not oversold though, or we're not overbought anymore on the 4 hour anyway. We do still have negativity on the money flow and whatnot and everything kind of coming down. So these obviously the money flow takes the longest to kind of change its sentiment. So we're going to have to wait for that. But in terms of momentum, we're not oversold anymore, or we're not overbought anymore, which is a good thing. It is a good thing, but it does mean we still could have some sort of negativity. Like we could have this whole area down here, between coming towards -60, where we actually will become oversold. So we could come down more. or this is basically telling me we could come down more. We still have room for it. But if we start to come up with goods again, it wouldn't be anything too surprising because we're not oversold and we're not really overbought. We're kind of in equilibrium, which is what I said near the start of the stream. Kind of in this sort of equilibrium right now. And it is, kind of stuck. It's going back to here. So yeah, we're basically negatives. 1 hour, to be fair, we are pretty oversold. But the 4 hour really matters more, especially if we're going to be mattering over the next day or two. And the day is going to matter, obviously, over the next couple of days. But if this stays negative, 4 hour stays as it is right now, negative, then, I don't know. Are we going to break this one? I don't know how strong this order block is. We ignored it for... Actually, why have I drawn this? Let me go find the position in which I drew this. Okay, it was about over here. Oh yeah, there it was. These 2 points here, which we actually did use for quite a while, quite some time, and then we crashed below, and then we kind of hovered, and then we kind of ignored it. But we have used it as support already, which is a good thing. So yeah, but now we're going green again. It's going pretty crazy. But I mean, we're really sold. I don't know, because it's not like we had a correction of a situation where, it's not like we came up a bunch and then corrected to a position where we were above where we started from. We went up and then corrected to a position now where we're below where we started from. So I don't know if this is a sustainable complete move downwards. But obviously, again, I'm still hoping in for that April 29th, 90k Bitcoin. So yeah, we're gonna have to see. Again, I don't like candlestick patterns, but I'm going to point out if this stays as it is, it's one of them stupid hammer, whatever the craps, positive ones where we go up. But again, candlestick patterns, I never listen to them. I don't know who. I think we looked. We basically looked. When was it? We looked at a candlestick pattern. I can't remember when it was, but we looked and we're like, oh yeah, it's going to be negative, and it wasn't. It was just nowhere near being negative. I think it was on the. Was it on the week? Yeah, it was on the week. It just did not work. But yeah, we're gonna have to see. We are gonna have to see. We are pretty negative though, so we are gonna have to come up hopefully. But again, we've come look how much we've fallen within this 4 hour block. Like within these 2 4 hour blocks. Obviously, this is a new print. Not even that long ago. Okay, so within the next hour we would print another one, but within basically from 2 p.m. we've been coming down for quite a bit. Breaking below pretty much all these support points, which is crazy. But we're hovering on the upper end of this order block now. So again, I said this at the start. If we did come below, which we have done, we're going to be within the midpoint of these 2 order blocks, which is the 2% padding of this resistance point, or now resistance point, and the midpoint of this order block. I don't know how strong this order block is. We've basically been ignoring it for so long. So I wouldn't, again, don't know how negative we are, but on the 4 hour we're pretty negative. Wouldn't be surprised if we fell below this as well to come towards nearly 63k and 6273 and maybe not onwards. I don't think onwards, but those areas. I could maybe look again at Bitcoin and if we've got any significant areas or price points from the kind of heat map and see what's going on with orders. If we've actually got any a bunch of orders anywhere. It also seems like we've actually on the 1 hour formed a fair value gap, or forming a fair value gap anyway. Let me go get the validity of that. Yeah, you can kind of see it. They don't necessarily have to be green as always, but you can kind of see it there. The midpoint being 64.5, which is actually our resistance point now. So I don't know how positive that's. I don't know if that's going to work, but this was a crazy move down. It just depends if we stay. We're actually really trying right now to stay above. But if this continues to go above, then this fair value gap is going to be non-existent. So, we could have a fair value gap in the play, which would bring us down more and be more negative. But I'm trying to find if we have. Let me close this actually. I'm trying to find if we have any significant price points for Bitcoin close by, because I drew at the start of the stream. I drew a bunch of price points which are nowhere near where we are right now, so they don't really matter. But I'm trying to find within the next hour or two if we're actually going to move anything, or anything significant, if we're going to move or not. So let me have a check of what's going on. There we go. Change the settings quickly, because these settings are just awful. There we go. We've actually got something good here. So coming into it now, yeah, it's 64,420, which is basically our resistance point, or within the area of our resistance point. The top end of it is 64,480, which is actually where our resistance point is. So we've got resistance. We do have resistance, which makes sense. Our order block, which is good. A good confirmation that the order block is actually still working. Here, I'm trying to see if there's anything significant which is going to come along. I could show the chart, but again, it'll probably break everything. But as well on the wave trend, we are completely. We're actually below. I can't show. You know, actually, I have a genius idea. I'm going to screenshot it and display it on TradingView so people can see it. There we go. So you can see here, I can draw on this now as well, which is great. A wave trend, which is the same thing which is used in Mark Cipher. We can see, why has it gone purple? Let me move that out of the way. I have no idea. I'm just gonna move this in an area which we can't see. All right, there we go. This is good enough. All right, so you can see the wave trend down here. It's quite hard to see, but they have crossed properly, and they are oversold coming up towards the positive end of things. Which makes sense as we are coming. We had the green wick. Obviously, I think this is on the 1 hour. I'm not too sure what the data is from. I think it is on the 1 hour. Money flow, I think it was arcing. As you can see, it's kind of arcing. If I zoom in again on it, it is basically its lowest point. It's actually arcing. So on this platform, it is on. I think it's on quite a shorter time frame. So I think within the next hour, we probably might have a bit of movement upwards to test, which we have seen. Obviously, we are trying to test above now our order block. So, you know, let me go back to it. Yeah, we're trying to test, but I think we're going to stay in this range. So, unfortunately, I think we're going to stay in this range here. It's kind of 1% range. To bring us up, I mean, we're going to have to remove all the negativity from the 4 hour and then come upwards, which might mean we might crab. So, shorting wouldn't be a bad idea, maybe. I mean, obviously, not financial advice. But we're going back and forward right now between this order block. So I think there's a lot of kind of variable movement right now, volatility, if you will, by testing above and below this order block. As we are, you know, we are above it right now, but we're gonna have to print above it to actually matter, which is in, you know, it's going to come within the next 47 minutes. So give it some time. There's going to be some volatility. So, and we are below it. So if there's volatility. And you want to trade on scalp, as the guy mentioned earlier, I can probably scroll up to the chat, but I can't see it. If you do want to trade, you could do some shorter term trades. I wouldn't be trading anything long term right now because, or not long term, but in the next, like, I wouldn't make a trade and go to sleep on it because we're going to have to see where we stay because we can print, because as we are right now, we're trying to wick above it, but we might come right back down again, which we probably are because we haven't printed above. So we need to print we need a confirmed candle print below, for me anyway, print below where we are right now, an order block above or below. So if you want to trade, you know, on the short time frames, you know, 5 minute could be something interesting. You know, we are trying right now. We've got some positivity on the 5 minute anyway, which is probably why we're staying on the upper end. So short term trades, absolutely. This is not financial advice, but obviously this is my opinion. Short term trades, you know, go for it. I wouldn't trade anything over the next 12 hours. Or something which you'd leave on because, you know, we could print above again, continue to go upwards, you shorted and you get wrecked. So, you know, that'll be risky. Again, it does depend on where we are, but I think, you know, we have printed. If we stay below this order block, this 1% range could be something interesting. But, you know, even if you are trading Bitcoin, you could be doing some on a higher leverage anyway because it doesn't move too much. So whatever the highest point is, I know some platforms give like 50x, some give 100x. Wouldn't really advise 100x though, but you know, it is your prerogative if you want to do 100x or not. But you know, I'd try to do some shorter term higher leverage if you want to get some out of this because we are moving pretty rapid. But that is not for me to say. This is what I have in front of me. I think we're in this range. We need to print above or below. We're kind of stuck right now. 5 minute looking pretty, you know, positive right now. Support resistance being 64.35, which makes sense because I think on the heat map we had that price point anyway. So yeah, we've got some resistance points. Yeah, 64.350 is actually a fair value gap within what is suggested on the heat map. I could probably screenshot it and show. So this over here this mid one here is 64.35. It lines. If I lined it up, it would be about here, which is 64.35. It's a bit bigger, but you know what I mean. Actually, you know what? I could probably change the transparency and display it. There we go. Somewhere along this line here. So you can see the midpoint of this point here is 64.35, about here, where this resistance point is. So we're probably going to be moving pretty rapidly, like I said. I'm probably going to end the stream soon though, because it's been a while. It's going to be a bit risky, but I would advise shorter trade right now, because we are moving pretty rapid. So thank you. I've actually yapped. I just looked at the time. I've been talking for ages right now about one thing. So I'm going to leave it right now. Good luck. It's going to be pretty rapid right now. You know, I would have actually started the stream 17 minutes ago. So it would probably, if I did 9 till 10, I started the stream at 8, but if I did 9 till 10, we probably could have stayed here to see out what's going on and probably put a trade in. But I'm not going to put in a trade right now. If I do put a trade in, I'll probably post it in our TG to see what the results of that is. So if you did want to see if I want to put a trade in, or want, like, we don't put signals in it, but if you wanted that sort of what I'm doing, then you could go to the TG and see it for yourself. But thank you all so much for watching. It's been a bit of it's been a really wild stream. Average 4 now, BTC. Average now 4 BTC. Yeah, what? Huh? Average 4 now. Oh, the average. What? I'm sorry, I don't know. I can only tell you the range, which is this. I think we're going to be here. But look what we're doing right now. Like, we're going up and down. We need to print. I'm going to leave it. We're pretty negative. We need to print below. For me, anyway. But we're really negative on the 1 hour, really negative on the 4 hour, negative on the day. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. -4. What do you mean? Average -4 now, Bitcoin. -4. -4 what? I'll start closing this heat map actually. -4. I think I'm misunderstanding. -4 what? There we go. Yeah. Other than that, I will wait until I'm probably it's probably me. I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, but I will wait until you say. But thank you all so much for watching. Good luck. Like I said, good luck. It is going rapid right now. I'm ending off on a rapid note, but at least we found the answer to the question if we're going to be going up or going down. Oh, -4 is in. Oh, you're going to go down another 4K. I mean, I don't know. let me see the validity of that. I think there was a price point on the heat map at about 60K. Obviously, we've got about 59.6, which is roughly 60K as support, regardless. 2% padding giving us 60K, but we do have, you know, order blocks and other support points. I don't think we'll go down that bad. I don't think it's going to be that bad. But you know, it does depend. We're doing bits though. We're trying. We're really trying. Give it 40 minutes and let's see, because I wouldn't want to short right now, because it could either A, hover and then print above and then stay above and then start to come up this way, or B, hover, last 5 minutes, print below and then absolutely trump itself. Again, it's another 50-50 scenario right now. But again, 1 hour, 4 hour, and the day, they're all pretty negative. So, you know, I'd want to say we come down, but we're really oversold. Like, we're really oversold. I don't know how much further we're going to be going down, but we're really oversold. So it's a stuck situation. I don't know, 60K. I don't know about that. Let me actually. I do want to check Ethereum really quickly. I know I'm supposed to end the stream. I've yapped for so long. Okay, right, that makes sense. We came down to support and then we tested and it came up. Okay, that makes sense as well. Again, with this, it depends. If Bitcoin does crap the bed to 60K, we could come to 3,000 for Ethereum. But when I was trying to find a way of drawing this bear flag where I didn't disagree with it, but it does look like a bear flag. But obviously we had some sort of resistance here. It's been a pretty accurate trend line, and we did fall below it. But we have quite heavy support down here. I didn't think we would come down to 3K. But if Bitcoin does print, give it 40 minutes, or give it 40 minutes. If it prints below, Ethereum might start coming down as well. It does depend. But I think I'm going to give it 40 minutes, see what's going on with Bitcoin, and then maybe long. But again, I'm going against all data right now. All data suggesting we could come back down, especially on the 4 hour. 4 hours going crazy. So yeah, good luck to everybody. It's really a rough one. Well, actually, to be fair, if we print out at 64.38, which is where I said we could do, this could be idiots. Hold on. Yeah, the bearish spinning top. There it is. The bearish spinning top. If you see on the 4 hour, with this candle, if we print at 64.4, this point where I said we would probably stay within our range, it would have the bearish spinning top. Or I don't really like candlesticks, but if we printed there, which would be in the next hour, so give it 40 minutes, the 4 hour chart will print. If we continue to have negativity, then all hell will break loose, and I'd short the hell out of it. But I think we're going to come down though. As much as we're having the last hope of positivity, but I think we'll come down. So negativity, all data staying down. This personally disagrees with me because of how far we've come down, and we're still going down. But the data says we're supposed to come down. That's all I can say. All I do is look at the data. Thank you all so much for watching. I've yapped for so long. I'm so sorry. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Come on, Fitzy. and